Racers, if you can start making your way up above the arch here, we want to get this race started on time. 9 minutes till race time. 9 minutes.
All right, if you guys are just joining us now, we want to welcome you to the 12th annual Crazy Lazy Mountain Race here in Palmer, Alaska. My name is Xavier, and I'm here with Heidi.
Good morning.
And yeah, we are proud to be getting some coverage of the Crazy Lazy race today. We'll have a couple different sites. Carrie will be up at top at the turnaround, and then we'll have Rita down at the Morgan Horse before the climb back up to the finish. We have a lot of racers today.
Looks like we're at 267. We're signed up, so we'll see how many of those actually decided to brave the chilly weather today and come out. A lot of nervous energy here at the start line. There's a little bit of a reroute on the start course from some of the ice and overflow that has taken over the Crazy Lazy parking lot. So runners will have a little bit to encounter at the start, and then kind of at the finish they'll come up on some ice here. But Matt Subaro and race directors have worked really hard.
Race time. Racers, be making your way up above the arch here so we can get started on time. Weather report from the top of the hill. There is no wind at the top of the hill.
The racers are cheering right now.
Fantastic. The trail's been well packed in. No wind. Perfect winter race condition.
All right, report from Dane Crowley, the race director, says no wind at the top, which is kind of unheard of for this race. I know in years past they were battling, what was the worst up there? Maybe 50, 60 miles an hour a couple of years ago.
Couldn't stand up straight.
Little kids were getting blown over. So yeah, hearing a report of no wind at the top is getting a lot of these racers excited. So yeah, so anyway, I was saying earlier just that Matt Subaro and the race directors have worked really hard to get this parking lot, kind of start line, finish line put together. I know the borough was out here with some equipment, moving snow and putting gravel down, and yeah.
Yeah, it should be a good day all around. Somewhere around 10 degrees out right now, although it does feel just a little bit colder.
A little colder, yeah.
It's a wet 10 degrees.
Yeah, the sun's not quite out. A little cloudy today, which makes it feel a little colder.
But there is no wind.
There is no wind. We're
So
gonna
that always
take it. That's a plus. So yeah, so all the runners getting ready. This is the 12th year of Crazy Lazy. So that's exciting.
Yeah, it looks like we got about 5 minutes to the start. Racers are making their way up. We'll have 3 waves going, depending on what you estimate your time will be.
Yeah, what do those waves look like? So if you're in the first wave, they say that's you're pushing under 50 minutes to the top. The second wave is for runners looking at 50 to 60 to the top. And then the third wave is for runners going under 90 minutes. So 90 minutes is the cutoff to the summit. There's a little bit of a soft cutoff to the first picnic table, which is 45 minutes. And I was talking to Karen Looney, one of the race directors, and
Good morning, everybody. 5 minutes till race time. You should be up above the starting arch here. We don't want your bib to set off the timing system early, so if you could find your way up there, that would be great.
So 5 minutes to the top, till the start.
Actually, Tuesday was a lot with the bib. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, and we'll have a some descriptions of the course. If you guys aren't familiar with this race course, we'll give you some details as the race goes on, just to kind of understand what these runners are going to be going through.
Please go and wave. If you make it to the top, please go and wave. If you're an hour plus, please go and wave. We'll start each wave 2 minutes after the last wave. One will go 11, wave 2, 11:02. Wave 3 will go 11:04. The parking lot is very slippery. Do our best to provide a gravel path. Please do not go out here and back right on this first corner here. It's not getting into the wind. Take it easy until you get on the hill. Take it easy when you get back to the parking lot here across that glacier.
Fine, so keep it quiet.
All racers should be up above. Please stay clear of the timing mats so you're not accidentally start the time. 2 minutes.
All right, if you're just joining us, we have less than 2 minutes until the start of the 12th annual Crazy Lazy Mountain Race. Racers are all ready to go, sending off in 3 waves, starting at 11 o'clock Alaska time.
Again, thank you to all of our volunteers. And thank you to all of our sponsors. Please give a round of applause to all the volunteers and sponsors.
Thank you to all the sponsors of the Crazy Lazy Race. Definitely appreciate you guys' support.
We'll start here in just a minute as soon as I get the thumbs up from.
Thumbs up from the timer.
We'll start 30 seconds. We'll start in 20 seconds. Red 1, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Red 1.
All right, this is the first wave taking off.
We've got 2 minutes until the start of wave 2. 2 minutes.
So that was the first wave that just took off. Race director Dane saying this is the group that is looking for under 40 minutes to the top. So a couple minutes and then we'll start the wave 2, which is looking at 40 to 60 minutes to the top. A lot of runners were making the choice about wearing studded shoes or spikes, depending on what the course looked like. So we'll get into that a little bit later, but interesting to see what decisions people made based on what they feel comfortable with.
1 minute.
One minute until the second wave goes off. And just to give some perspective of the start here, you got about 75 to 100 yards of a fairly wide, kind of like a funnel to the trail, and then it very quickly turns into single track trail. So runners start off real quick to kind of get positioning in order to get into a position where they think they can sustain a pace until there's an opportunity to pass.
This is our second group starting reminder. 50 to 60 minutes to the top is what's projected for these runners.
10, 9, 8, 4, 2, 1, go, lift 2.
Now just waiting a couple minutes for that third group to get started. Again, that third group is the runners that will be under the 90-minute cutoff to the summit.
1 minute. Away 3. 1 minute.
Thank you again to all the sponsors for the 12th annual Crazy Lazy. We appreciate the support of everyone who makes races like these possible.
Thirty seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh.
All right, so that was the last of the runners to head up. That was group 3. So everyone is up on the mountain now, making their way up to the summit, pushing for that 45-minute cutoff to the first picnic table. So we'll get some footage here from the top of the mountain from Carrie, who's up there. So as soon as we get word from the top runners making it up there, we'll get some live footage from the top up there.
245 went across.
So we had 200, just a note from John Clark, the RD. He said we had 245 runners that crossed the start line. So that's how many are out on the mountain. Quite a bit of kids in that last group. There used to be a youth uphill for Crazy Lazy that ended last year was the first year they didn't have it because so many of the kids wanted to do the full race. And so they just started letting all the younger kids do the full race. So it's fun to see the youth out there this year as well. And just a note on cutoffs, as Karen Looney is usually the sweep. And she said this year she is going to meet at the picnic table. And the first years, she usually waits till all the runners get started and then follows the last runner up to the picnic table. And this year she headed up to that picnic table, the first cutoff, before all the runners, and will wait there to see and make sure that everyone meets that 45-minute cutoff. It is a little bit of a soft cutoff, whereas if it's past the 45-minute mark and there's a few runners that are a few minutes behind, there's another volunteer up there who tells them if they can catch Karen, they can stay in the race. So those back of the pack runners have a mission to
perfection.
get Karen. Note from our who's got the perfect timing system up, so that's good. Timing these races is always a special adventure, so we're thankful for guys that know how to run those systems and give us accurate times.
All right, as we wait for runners to get up towards the halfway point, we'll show you guys a little bit of what these runners are about to go through. Heidi, you want to give us some quick stats on what the course is like in terms of distance, elevation gained, and then I'll touch on trail conditions as they go up there.
Yeah, so the complete course is right at 6 miles. Within the first 2 miles up to the top, there's about 3,000 feet of elevation that they're gaining. That first, you've heard us mention a couple times, that 45-minute cutoff to the picnic table, that's right at about just over a mile, and it's 1,700 feet to that first picnic table. And then you've got another mile and 1,300 feet to the top. Once you hit the top, it's a steep and fast downhill. You descend that 3,000 feet down to Morgan Horse Trail, which should be flat. It's only about, 100-ish feet a gain, 150 feet a gain.
You think it's flat.
You think it's flat.
After you just thrashed your hamstrings, your quads, on that climb and descent,
it feels
the most
worse.
brutal.
It feels worse than going 1,000 feet uphill right at the beginning. It is a real, you think you've gotten all the way downhill and it's just going to be a sprint to the finish, and it is pretty
You have
soul-sucking.
a little over a mile of a death march.
Yes, yeah, it
that
is
you
a
have
death
to
march. Yep, that's
encounter.
exactly what that is. So that's kind of the course there. Looks like we've got the elevation map up, so you can see it's just, you come straight down and just that little incline, really.
Just enough,
Yeah,
yeah.
just enough.
And, as far as the trail conditions go, honestly, trails were shaping up real good. And then about a week ago, we got a dumping of snow.
Big snow.
And the snow combined with the wind made for some pretty gnarly drifts throughout the course up at the top. But local heroes were out there.
Did they? I thought they got out.
There was a lot of people
snowshoed
out there snowshoeing, hiking it, running it. So word is that the trail is smooth as butter, and should make for some fast times today. I did see that the Morgan Horse was groomed by a local person as well, so that'll be a nice bring into the finish there. One thing about these winter races to note, though, is if you step off the trail, you'll probably fall down because there's snow and you drop down to your hips,
Knee,
really.
your hip, yeah.
And so it makes it hard to pass, and you have to be strategic about, when do you squeeze around someone. So footing could be good, footing could be bad. It's anyone's guess. yeah, it should be overall, I think, a fast day.
Yeah, and that downhill stretch, once you hit the peak and start coming down, I'm understanding that it's pretty wind blown on that side too, which ends up being pretty rocky, that downhill. And so I talked earlier about runners' decisions to wear spikes or just studded shoes, spikes being Katulas or kind of another external grip. And that can be really helpful on the uphill. But once you hit some of that rocky area, the spikes are not great. And so I know there's some decisions about wearing them on the hill and then taking them off and running down, but then you're losing a little bit of time having to do that. So
Right. What do you want to sacrifice? Do you want to have that grip going up, or do you want to be a little bit not as secure in the traction going up, but be able to go down a little bit
correct.
quicker?
Yeah, correct. So we'll see what where people end up.
And as you guys can see there, looks like we have some video of the summit. Well, just shy of the summit on Lazy. The course gets real close. Does kind of a figure 8 turnaround, and then you descend down the backside. We'll throw up a flyover right now so you guys can get an idea of what that looks like. So as the course starts, you climb up approximately 3,000 feet, about approximately 2 miles to the top. You turn around and you make that descent all the way back down to the Morgan Horse Trail. And then you have about a mile climb back up to the finish line. Again, approximately 6 miles, 3,000 feet, maybe 3,200 feet of gain. Yeah, like I said before, it should be a pretty fast day. Trails are shaping up good. We got word that once you get out of tree line, it's pretty calm.
Pretty calm.
Not much wind up there, which is always nice. Approximately 10-ish degrees down here at the parking lot. Probably a little bit colder up top.
Colder up top. Yeah.
Um,
Without the wind, it could be that'll make a huge difference if runners don't have to battle that wind up there. That's usually the one thing that's on everybody's mind is kind of once you get past that first picnic table and you get climbing up to those kind of 2 false peaks, that's usually where the wind really can beat you up pretty bad. So if they're not having to fight that, it should be pretty fast to the top.
mhm.
Looks like we had a couple of volunteers still making their way up to that summit. And yeah, we've got a bunch of volunteers out today. Karen Looney, the race director, she gave me a list of some people to mention that are out here kind of faithfully every year. So Virginia, Krista, Ursula, Penny, Nan, Cody, Michelle, Rosemary, Dawn, Brandy, Danielle, Melanie, April, Carrie, who's up there with us, Jackie Clark, Michael Looney. And then the Colony High School ski team is down here at the finish line helping out. They'll be here giving out awards and serving up coffee at the end. And so huge thank you to the volunteers that get out there. And this is actually like a really spectator friendly race as well. Ran it a couple times. I know you have as well, and it's always pretty uplifting to be making your way up the march and seeing groups of people cheering you on and having little boom box and speakers out there. And it's just a real social event here on the mountain.
I think what makes this race kind of unique and special is it's kind of like the first true mountain race of the season. So everyone's kind of coming out of hibernation, if you will, the long, dark Alaska winters. And, you come out, you see all your friends, see people that you've been racing against before, and you're just having a good time. It's a party. Obviously, you want to perform well, but I think more so than anything, it's just a good time to get out and see where your fitness is at from the winter, and going into summer. It's just a kind of good kickstart.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's, what Karen commented about that as well. That was kind of the original goal for creating this race, is more kind of the social aspect of it too, is just that we have such a great community of runners, here in the valley, but it also draws, so many people from Anchorage and other communities. And it really is kind of this race that everybody has on their calendars and looks forward to, and you get to connect with people that you haven't seen in a while. And so she had mentioned that this really was created for the social aspect of it, to come and hang out and watch people finish. And you'll see here as we start to get some finishers in here at the end, just the amount of people that stick around and hang out and watch people finish is just really, the vibe is here.
Let's talk a little bit about the runners and who we got lined up and what we can kind of expect from this year's race. How many did you say before? 254?
267 were signed up. 254 are here running today. So that's a big number.
That's a lot of people.
That is a lot of people. I think I've got data from their first race, and their first race, they were at 50 people. So 12 years ago, they started with 50, and now they're up to 254, which is exciting. Kind of notable, obviously, we've got Lars Arneson back out here. Lars has won the last 6 Grand Prix awards. And he holds the Crazy Lazy course record.
Which is an unbelievable time. It is 1 hour, 7 seconds.
That's crazy.
So he goes 6 miles, 3,000 feet of vert, winter conditions in an hour.
In an hour.
Do you think we'll see a sub 1 hour performance today?
We'll see. I think if the conditions are what they're looking like, and not having to fight the wind, it'll be curious what the downhill, that backside looks like. If there's any of the ice, I sometimes think Morgan Horse can determine that. Just they can get up fast and they get down fast, and then it kind of depends on what Morgan Horse looks
Which,
like.
in years past, I don't recall it being groomed as nicely as it is right now.
Okay.
It's probably 4 or 5 feet wide of groom right now. So,
That's
if
nice.
anyone is contending for positioning as they're coming up that last mile, I think it's advantageous in this situation because they have room to
A
pass.
wider trail.
Whereas in years past, it was more of a single track type trail, and you could just be stuck behind someone for a bit of time. So you have a little bit more opportunity to make those passes coming up in that last mile.
Yeah, that could make a difference for sure. So I know Lars is pushing to break that 1 hour, so that would be fun to see.
For sure. Also on the men's side racing, we have Josh Taylor, who's always a contender, both in the Crazy Lazy and in just the Grand Prix in general.
And talk a little bit about the Grand Prix. I know we've said that a couple of times. So the Grand Prix is started by the Alaska Mountain Runners, and so it's a series of the mountain races here. And so they put together kind of a point system based on a certain number of mountain races up here in Alaska, and so you get points for every finish that you have. And then at the end, it's kind of who has done the most races, and with the or not the most races, but who kind of collectively has the most points over doing these races. And so it's a great way to kind of encourage mountain runners, especially, to get out and do some new races. And see if I can on there.
Yeah, it's. I think Alaska has a really strong trail and mountain running community, and I think just as the years go on, it gets more and more exposure, bringing up people from out of state, out of country, because Alaska is really unique in that when we talk about trail races, we talk about mountain races. I don't think it's very similar to the lower 48. Like, our trails are just a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more rugged, and it's just a really unique landscape that we're in, and it makes for very interesting races.
Yes. Yeah. I think almost every trail race has some some element of elevation. You're going uphill at some point.
And it's not
and
smooth, buttery
it's not
trails.
smooth.
I mean, today it might be because of the snowpack
Right.
and everyone getting out there, but summertime, it's not these groomed
no,
trail. Like it's not pristine. It's
it's
rugged.
a little gnarly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the women's side, we have a couple strong ladies in contention for the W today. Did we see Christy Marvin? Is she racing this year?
I saw Christy. I don't know if she's racing.
She has the course record, 1 hour, 7 minutes and
She is
47
racing.
seconds.
Yep.
She is
She's on
racing.
there. Yep.
So she always puts out a strong performance.
We've got Shauna Severson, and Shauna has been crushing
Mhm.
all of these. And she's been doing a lot more ultras as well lately. So
All right, we
Okay.
just got word that it is Lars Arneson to the halfway point, the picnic table, and then followed by Chris Oshinsky
mhm,
and Lion
Ryan
Kopsak.
Kopsak.
1, 2, 3. So we're looking at just right around 21 minutes for those guys to get a little over a mile, 1,700 feet of climbing to what locals just consider the picnic table, approximately halfway to the summit. So they have another mile or so to go to the turnaround at the summit with another 1,300 feet of climbing. So yeah, they're moving.
Yeah.
They're moving.
And it's safe to say that first climb to the picnic table, I think, is harder. Like
Oh,
once you
for
get
sure.
past that picnic table, you're still going up. But
There's some more runnable terrain.
There's some more
It's
runnable
not
terrain.
as steep, not as aggressive. Obviously, these top guys are going to be, very strongly power hiking, if not running a lot of this. But you do get some stretches where you can stride out a little bit more, and it does open up so you can see your opponent. You can see how far of a gap you have, and you can kind of gauge your effort based on that. So yeah, we'll be seeing those guys come through to the picnic table next 15-ish minutes, if not sooner.
Yeah, I'm looking at this picture of the summit, and just how rarely that flag is moving is kind of unbelievable for the conditions that it's been all this week. I went up on Tuesday and had some other friends go, and just every day has been so windy up there. So this is really kind of nice to see that runners aren't going to be getting blasted by the wind up there. And you can see kind of like how the snow has drifted. So all that rock, and that's what we're talking about as far as runners having spikes or studs. That's a lot of bare dirt up there.
And you can kind of see in the background of that image there, that's going to be looking at Pioneer Peak. Right now it's pretty overcasty. The mountain's not showing, but I will toss on a picture of what it can look like on a gorgeous day. If we have a bluebird day, this race can be absolutely stunning for views. The sun's shining, mountains are out, mountains are full of snow, and it's a beautiful view. So these runners who are pushing through, testing themselves, it is well worth it for them, because when they get to the top, they do get a beautiful view.
I have a couple more volunteers out there, and a big thank you to Alaska Mountain Rescue. A bunch of their volunteers are up on the course today as well. Anytime we do some of these mountain races, it's nice to have a little assistance from them just in the event that something goes awry, which we never want to see happen, but we sure appreciate them being up on the mountain and being our eyes and support up there. We were talking about some notable women that were out here. I think we stopped on Shauna Severson and Christy Marvin are out there. We also have Denali Strable, who's running up there. Kristen Wetzel, Viviana Mina, April McCanley. They all have done this course multiple times, very, very consistently. So it'll be exciting to see what the women's podium looks like this year.
Take it back to that flyover. Get you guys an idea. So as you're looking at this, there's a snow patch kind of right in that middle. That's approximately where the picnic table is at. So they have another mile or so to climb, and you'll see that peak at the top of your screen, and that'll be the turnaround point where you start your descent. So you can see there's still a lot of race left, even though people are contending for position. When you get to the top, you still have a little over around 4 miles of racing to do.
Yeah.
So a lot of changes can happen. And one thing that's unique about this race and a lot of mountain races in general is some people are stronger on the uphill. Some people are stronger on the downhill. So you really have to know yourself and know how you want to push, because you may have, a couple minute lead on somebody to the top, but if there's a lot of downhill and that person's a strong downhill runner, you could very well get passed up on the downhill. So that's an interesting thing about mountain racing, is kind of pacing and figuring out how much you want to expend.
Yeah, and I think that's why, Karen kind of does that soft cutoff as well, where she says, if you can catch me, because sometimes there are some people who maybe struggle to meet that 45-minute to the picnic table going uphill, and, but they're consistent. And so as long as they're kind of moving, and then, they catch her coming down and they're good to go. So I think that's kind of a nice option that she allows for people to kind of prove, if they're slower going uphill, but they can keep moving and pass her on the downhill. That makes it a little more accessible for runners. So
for sure. So we're looking at approximately 30 minutes into the race. If you guys are just joining us, this is the Crazy Lazy mountain race here in Palmer, Alaska. Somewhere around 10 degrees-ish right now. Not much of a breeze. As you see that picture there, that flag on the stake is not moving much, which is very good both for runners and for the volunteers out in that course, because it can be pretty brutal if you're hanging out up on top of that mountain in these conditions.
Yes, I know a couple years photographers up there, and they've had to be, burrowed, sheltered behind some rocks, or finding any amount of shelter that they can. Anytime you're kind of standing still on a mountain. So get a little beat up. So that's especially why we're so grateful to volunteers and people who are out just hanging out in this weather. When you're running, you're moving, and so you're able to move through that a little quicker. But looks like a volunteer coming up.
Yeah, looks like we got another volunteer or supporter out on the trail. And if you're watching and you have any questions about this race or other races going on in Alaska, feel free to drop it in the chat, and we'll do our best to get that answered for you. While we wait for the runners to be approaching the summit, let's take a moment, Heidi, just to kind of chat about Black Wolf Endurance and what you're doing with that.
Yeah, we've got a full season ahead. So if you're getting excited watching this race and wanting to get out and do one of your own, we have a whole calendar of races for you to choose from. Next weekend, we're heading out to Eklutna. We've got a 20-mile and a 10-mile kind of out and back course out there. And then the Kerber, which happens every year out on the Jim Creek trails. That's a little more of a low-key kind of fun run style race. And then the Valley Thaw races are coming up the end of April. This year we've added a marathon to that distance. So kind of a distance for everyone, 5K, 10K, half, a full marathon, and then a kids run. And then looking into the summer, some big ultras, Denali, the Backyard, Hatcher Pass, and then mountain races for us is Veins of Gold. And then we're doing a new one up at Ski Talk, which is going to feature a certified sky running course, which is about 22 miles and 11,000 feet of gain. So that Ski Talk Scramble is going to be a fun one. It's one race of a 4-race sky running series in the U.S. So anyway, check out our website. We've got lots going on to keep all the runners busy. So yeah, we're excited about a big season.
Yeah, it should be a good winter or a good summer of mountain and trail races. Pretty much one every month, if not more. So plenty of options to kind of get out, and a good variety of distances, elevations. So kind of whatever your cup of tea is. Definitely encourage you to come out, try a race, and see what works for you. I do want to go back real quick. We haven't gotten word about any of the ladies being halfway, but we can only imagine that there are a good number of ladies that have come through already past the picnic table and making that second half of the climb. We're about 33 minutes into the race, and some of these women, finishing in 70 minutes or less. So they're certainly going to be not too far behind the men as they're climbing. So Heidi, as a race director yourself, looking at a race like Crazy Lazy, what are kind of some of the risks or issues that may come up that you try to mitigate? Because this is a pretty big event. A lot of factors could make your event go kind of askew. Talk a little bit about that as a race director.
Yeah, I think anytime you do a winter race, especially, there's going to be some extenuating circumstances that you can't control. Like we talked about, kind of the weather, what the course looks like as far as ice. You're always kind of at risk for not always knowing, who's coming out. And I think trail running and mountain running, it's become a little more accessible to a lot of people. And so there's some people that come out and this is their first time on this mountain. And so you kind of hope for a day like this where the visibility is really good. And, but I know there's often times that, you can get up to the top of this mountain and the visibility is garbage and it's whiteout conditions. And so anytime you do a mountain race, I think those are always some big risk factors for sure. And then just kind of, some of the smaller things that they have to deal with, like we were talking about the ice in the parking lot and, how they're getting runners on the course and on the trail. This looks like. So I think the race directors have worked really hard this year to make sure we're getting stuff in. Looks like we've got runner coming up. Let's see. All right. Looking at.
Looks like that might be Lars.
Lars up to the top.
We're at 36 minutes, makes that turnaround.
Yep, that's Lars coming around. First man to the top, first runner to the top. And off he goes. You can see how quickly they just start flying down after that.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a few people not too far behind him.
Yep.
Way to go, way to go.
All right, our second runner coming up to that flag there. And
Yep,
you'll
yep,
see
right
they
here.
got to make a loop around the flag and then they
Nice
take off
job.
that downhill stretch.
Great work, great work. Have a great down.
Thank you.
1054. Looks like that was bib number 1054. And as you can see, it looks like he's taken off his Catulas, his micro spikes. That is a strategy that some runners use. Save
Nice.
yourself
Get
a
it.
little bit of time on the downhill. You know, you spend 15 seconds to prep yourself for that downhill.
And that is Chris Ozinski in second place there.
Chris is a strong runner.
Yeah,
He's got some good performances.
he is.
It's cool to see
right-
him out here doing the crazy lazy.
Yeah,
I feel like, you know, he's done some longer races in his past, but yeah, it's fun to come out here and test yourself.
yeah, for sure. Looks like, and he's right on Lars' heels for sure.
I think it's I think that's all right. Way to go. Nice, nice.
That looks like Lion Copsack.
Sure does.
My hand's freezing off.
Yeah, you can see it must be pretty calm. He's got his sleeves rolled up. That wind is not a factor today, so that'll certainly help those runners stay nice and cool. It'd be interesting. I'm sure a lot of people overdressed.
I'm sure. Yeah, from how cold it was kind of at the start line. I think that's again another kind of gear choice. That uphill, you really work up a sweat doing that uphill.
Way to
And
go,
then
way
if
to
it's
go.
even a little bit windy up top, it can cool you down real quick. And so it looks like they're all getting a little warm coming up top, and that'll make a fast downhill.
Nice job, nice job. Way to go.
There's some runners on the front that are, I don't know them, but they're doing good.
Mhm. All right, so that's our fourth place. Male, I didn't catch his bib
I didn't
number.
catch it either.
So do they know that they're going around up here? Are they tracking the runners?
The top four men are through that top. And we have another camera down when they hit that Morgan horse trail. So as soon as they make quick work of that downhill, hopefully we'll be able to catch some of them before they make that final little uphill stretch to the finish line.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those four runners were within 3.5 minutes of each other,
She's just like,
which in a race like this is not very much time as they have 4 miles to go.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the downhill, how that plays out.
that might be Josh. I don't know. It's still hard to tell.
Yeah, I think he's behind us.
It'll look like the front one to me, but I can't tell. Shorts, holy peas and rice. Although I have to admit, when I was hiking up, I was just wearing my long sleeve shirt and that was it, and I was sweating. Now I'm like, no, shorts? Are you fucking kidding me? Crazy, man. Awesome.
Like we've got a couple more coming up to the top, making that final ascent up that last peak. How hard is that last peak to go up when you see the flag and you just got a little more to?
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. There's kind of 3 false summits on
Yep.
Lazy. So as you get over that last one and you can just see it off in the distance, it's nice because you know it's there and that's the last one, but it also is tough because that's a mental. I have to keep pushing just a little bit more.
Yep. And that flag is a lot farther away once you see it than
Yes, exactly. But it is nice because the sound carries up there and you hear everyone cheering for you.
Good job, you
Yep.
guys.
there's some cowbell and some
Way to go, way to go.
volunteers and
Right here. Right here.
lots of encouragement up at that flag.
And then cut right through there and head back
Thank
down.
goodness you're
Nice
here.
job. Way to go. Have a great town.
Job, Josh.
Way to go, Josh. Nice job. Nice job.
All right, so this
Go, go,
is
go.
men's
Great
5
job.
and 6. It looks like trying to catch bib numbers.
Where's Josh right now? And then about
That looks like Josh Taylor, bib 1119, who just came around. So he's sitting in 5th place right now.
expecting to see Shauna too.
Is that her right there? That is her.
Could be. She's usually right.
In the blue?
Yeah, it is her. It doesn't look like her, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Go, Christy!
I heard a go Christy.
Yeah.
Is this Christy Marvin coming up?
Like it makes me want to like train harder.
We can only think
All
that this is
right,
probably the
way to
first
go,
lady. We
way
didn't
to
see it come
go.
through.
No, Christy would be the first. Yep.
42 minutes for Christy Marvin at the top. I give her about 25 minutes to get down.
Get
for
down.
A course record if she stays on pace for that.
Yep.
All right. Go, go, go.
Have
Way to
her
go.
record.
I think she was 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 47 seconds was her.
Yep, there she
course
goes.
record.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So definitely in contention for breaking that record today.
Let's go, Shauna.
You know, the only thing I think that could
Awesome.
affect the race from here on out, the conditions are good, weather's good, but things that we can't control like moose.
Right.
There may be some moose on the trail.
There may be
There we
moose
go,
on the
Shauna.
trail.
Let's
We've
go,
had
let's go,
reports
baby.
of some big moose that just have not wanted to get out of the way. So
They,
that is,
they enjoy the nice snowpack trail instead of being up to their bellies
Yes.
tromping through the woods.
yes. So they'll take a
Nice,
look
girl.
at that
Nice,
trail
nice.
and get
Go,
on
go,
it.
go. Have a
So,
great town.
It's like we got bib number 1093. Another
this is Shauna Severson. So
Coming through.
F2 there, and she's coming down. Shauna is a very fast downhill runner as well.
Christy better be pushing hard because Shauna
Yeah,
will definitely
you
be
can
nipping at her
already
heels.
see her arms flailing and ready to go. So
And that's one of the techniques too with the downhill running is do you kind of just let
She
yourself
said
go
it.
and
mhm.
let gravity do the work, or you put some more pressure on your quads and kind of reserve yourself a little
All
bit.
right.
So
Mhm.
you'll see with various runners, some have different techniques with what works better for them.
Right.
Nice job. Way to go.
It's like we got another person in a t-shirt out there, took off the windbreaker
Oh yeah.
in a t-shirt.
No
Must be
bib
working
on
hard.
that. Must be.
We're gonna go, bud. Don't worry. I want to run. I want to run.
Looks like we have a nice
Like
pack
you were
of
just
people
the
coming
first
up here.
shot. Doing awesome.
All right. Way to go.
Doing great.
Oh, that final, the hands on the quads pushing up to the flag. That is
Nice
we're all
work. Way to
familiar
go.
with. Just
like-
kind of that last push.
Bib number 1047.
That's the first one to do that.
Michael Murray.
We're at 46 minutes into the race for that first wave.
All right.
You know, and some of these people, they may have started in the second, potentially even the third wave.
Nice
Yeah.
job,
And
Tom.
depending on, you know, how many chances they had to pass and how good they were feeling, these people could be coming up from the second or third wave as we get into more people
That's
reaching the
Denali.
summit here. Sometimes it feels good to pass people instead of getting passed.
Instead of getting past. Yep, I hear that. And it is kind of hard because you put yourself
way to
in the
go.
waves. So the
Nice work.
race directors, they leave it up to you. I think you put in what you think your time is.
Bib number 949 coming through there.
It's like Jesse Drick, bib 949. Yeah, nice string of runners coming up
Good
now.
job, you guys. Awesome.
You know, sometimes it helps to kind of pack up
Let's go,
with some
Denali.
people, take turns
Yeah,
for little stints as you're feeling good, kind of help push through those steep ascents.
Denali.
Makes the climb just a little bit easier.
a little bit easier.
Work together.
Yep.
Right
This
this
one
way.
takes off of.
To the top.
Up and around the orange flag and down. Good job.
Flag.
Nice job. Way to go.
That looks like Denali's
Yeah,
stray
look
ball.
like Denali.
I can see her ponytail.
Good job.
Way to go. Way to go.
Followed by
Nice job. All right.
Really good.
You. Way to
You're
go.
doing Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are crushing it.
if you recognize these runners, feel free to throw them in the comments. If you've got friends or family out
All
there.
right. Way to go.
Feel free to give your runner a shout out in the comments. That might help us if you know them. If we can't see their bins.
How long ago did you get your plate?
All right, it looks like we've got the camera from Morgan Horse Trail, so we'll start
Yeah.
to see some
Yep.
runners making their way down there. I imagine we'll see them probably here in the
Nice
next couple
work.
minutes.
Okay.
Go.
I don't know whose girls those are, but they just said
Nice job, nice
they,
job.
we should be seeing runners in just a couple minutes. So, yep.
Doing good.
All right. Way to go.
Watch for runners. Don't get in their way. In car. That is
Love
so
it.
awesome. Andy's crushing it.
All right. Way to go.
Good
Nice
job.
job.
Good time. Awesome.
Yeah, we're waiting.
Nice job. Nice job. Way to go.
You're fine.
All right. Woo. Hey, way better than Mexico. Huh? Yep. Nice job. Have a great downhill. Way better than the beach, baby.
You can tell yourself that all you want. Wait till it's cold. Good
That's
job.
Nice job.
Falconers there on the Morgan Horse Trail. We might want to warn them
Have a
that
great
we're
downhill.
going to have some runners coming in.
No, it's not. This was all just a patch of ice.
They're watching on the live feed. I just heard them say, "Oh, we got kids on the Morgan Horse Trail. Somebody better warn them." It's like, I'm not going to get on there and like say, they've been warned. It's okay.
Approaching 50 minutes into the race, anticipating some of the first
job,
people
you
coming
guys.
through to the
Awesome.
Morgan Horse within the next couple minutes.
Awesome
Um,
job.
They'll have come down 3 miles, approximately 3,000
All
feet.
right. Way to go.
Ish.
That's
Their
right.
quads are going to be burning. They'll
Yeah.
make a hard
Okay,
turn,
right around
and
the
they'll
flag.
immediately start climbing another couple hundred
Doing
feet of
great.
rolling hills.
Nice
Uh,
job.
get
Way to
100,
go.
150.
That will feel like
That will
that's
fit.
happening.
Yes. You'll go to some dark places
Yeah.
as you make that final push. Looks like there's a bunch of people there at the turn cheering on.
A good
job.
stream of runners coming up the summit there. I love seeing little, oh yeah, lots of Lots of good support crew out
Looks like
there.
the leader of the race is about 2 miles out at this point. We should see a winner in here in the next, within 15 minutes.
Like 2 miles.
There's a nice stream of people coming through.
Oh yeah. We just saw Huckabee shots come through. There was a lot of high school kids out in that second wave I saw as well. This is a great, a lot of skiers and cross country runners. So it's always fun to see the youth come out and challenge themselves on this type of race.
I'll tell you what, watching these people come to the summit, you see this guy here, hands on his head, he's working hard. I think I'd much rather be those kids hanging out, spectating,
Hanging out,
going sledding.
spectating,
That
going
sounds like a good
sledding.
Saturday
Yeah.
morning.
Listen, there's something for everybody out here on this mountain today. Got another one take off his Katulas. So that seems to be seeing more and more people do that, hiking up with their Katulas.
Oh,
and their
looks like we
spikes.
have, sorry to cut you off,
Oh,
looks
you're
like
good.
Lars just made the turn. I would assume
Yep.
it's Lars. Yep, that looks like Lars. is
Coming in
running first. So
hot.
pushing
There he
hard.
goes. Make that sharp
11:52, 11:53 right now. So 7 minutes to go, a little over a mile. He might be
He
flirting
might
with
be-
an hour.
he
He
might be
looked like
flirt-
he was pushing hard.
Yeah. Oh, here's number 2 right behind. Is that?
Looks like Lars Arneson has just turned the corner onto the Morgan horse here, so we should be seeing our winner here in probably under 7 or 8 minutes.
Over there. Right here.
So you can see where the finish line is, kind of where we've got the main camera focused at. And what looks like a flat ground is actually about 5 feet of ice, maybe, that they're coming on. You can see it's the ice and the pack is all the way up to the bottom of the sign. Was that number
Looks
2?
like it was Lion Copsack. Just turned the corner. Approximately less than 90 seconds behind Lars.
Okay, so Lion made up some ground then because he was in 3rd at the summit.
And looks like a
Coming
3rd
through.
runner coming through there. Didn't catch a bib number on him.
3rd runner. Did we catch that? Wonder if it's I'm assuming it was Christian was in 2nd at the top. But we still had Josh Taylor in the mix, and then I didn't catch the
That's-
4th.
Chris Oshinsky was
Chris.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. As you look at the summit camera there, you'll see just a stream of people looking like ants
Yeah.
spread out on that mountain, making that last final push up to the summit.
What a relief that is to see that flag and know that it's all downhill, or so you think.
So you think there's pros and cons to running this race or the course before the race.
Right.
You know what to expect, but then you also know what to expect.
know what to expect. Yeah,
Sometimes ignorance is bliss.
that is true. Again, if you see your runner in the video, if that's someone you recognize, feel free to comment, give them well wishes, cheer them on in the comments.
About 57.5 minutes into the race for wave one. Just to let you guys know, the course record is currently 1 hour, 7 seconds. May be going down today. As we're looking at the Morgan horse there, looks like we have another runner coming through. He was cruising. I did not catch bib number there, but he's pushing hard back up the Morgan horse.
That is a sprint to go up that, make that turn, and then get moving uphill again. You got all that momentum coming down, and you try and keep that moving back up. Some more Catulas coming off there up at the summit.
Looks like bib number 1032.
Looks like Jim McDonough.
He was in good spirits up at the top. Got to stay positive.
Got to stay positive. Yeah, that is a big sigh of relief getting to that flag, knowing you did it, you made it within the cutoff time. Yeah, that's a good sign. A lot of happy people coming around that stake there.
Looking at just over 59 minutes into the race. Lars has less than 1 minute to come out of the woods into the parking lot and finish if he wants to break his own course record and go sub 1 hour. It's like bib number 1136. Reaching the summit, heading on back down.
Ethan Wallner and is in the 18 to 29 group. Again, a lot of high schoolers or teenage kids up there. It's a great kind of entry mountain race where you get to be out with a lot of support and a lot of friends and family.
So unofficially, we are over an hour, so no course record today.
No course record today.
Still a very strong performance. I would be curious if that moose was hanging out.
Oh, it might be. It was out there yesterday.
It was out there over yesterday.
On the backside coming down.
Yep. Oh, it looks like Vince Lombardo and Dave Mayer just came through the top.
Oh, yeah.
A couple more guys coming through the Morgan horse. Cruising. That looks like, was that Christy?
That looks like it could have been Christy and Shauna on her heels.
Looks like we'll have a nice race to the finish.
All right, I hear cheering. We must be seeing some signs of Lars coming through.
Yep. Looks like we got Lars
We
coming
got
through,
the movement.
coming out of the woods. Hopefully he stays on his feet over this overflow.
Here
Looks
he
like we've got
comes.
Bartolozzi coming in. Yeah.
61 minutes.
1 minute. He's sporting the frosted beard. A lot of ice on that.
Unofficial time for him, 61 minutes, 34 seconds.
Sounds like we've got our first woman has just turned the corner onto the Morgan horse as well, so we should see the women's winner here in under 10 minutes.
That was Shauna Severson, it looks like, coming around Morgan horse right there.
And a lot can happen in that last mile. You know,
Yeah.
your legs may be feeling good coming down, but as soon as you start that slight incline back up, you may cramp up. Things happen out
Things
there.
happen on that last part. Yeah.
It's where you really got to dig deep and keep on pushing, know that the end is near.
Yes.
Nice steady stream of runners coming through here that turn around up at the top. Looks like bib number 945. Bib number 945. Fist pumping his way on the
I
turnaround,
love
knowing that
it.
he's got the downhill coming.
Thomas Doak.
921. Looks like we have Garrett Van Diest as well coming through there.
921. Jonathan Burgess.
Pumping their fists, raising their arms,
Oh,
happy to
yeah.
be done with that climb.
Such a relief. Yeah, look at all that excitement.
As they reach the top, they're somewhere around 63 minutes,
63
potentially less.
All right.
Oh, we have a
there's
race to the
a
finish.
sprint to the finish.
Lion caught
There
that.
we go.
Cody
Lion
Priest.
caught
What a sprint to the
What
finish.
a
Looks like Lion
finish.
Copsack got that.
that by mere
Half a second or
second.
less.
We love to see that.
You know, you always enjoy those hard fought finishes, but at the same time, it makes that last little push all the more difficult. Sometimes you would hope that no one was near you.
Right. Yep. And that's a tricky finish, as we were talking about that ice coming in to sprint on, basically a hockey rink style sheet of ice is.
And one of the things, we saw, I think it was Cody who took off his, or Chris,
right,
who took off his bikes, which would have been good for the entire downhill. But then you get to this last 150 yards or so, and you're literally on the skating rink.
Exactly. So that was a heck of a push to the finish. How exciting!
Bib number 969 coming around the top.
Alex Giannalis. Yeah, this is the march to the turnaround, or the downhill for sure.
And it won't be long before we see our first female, maybe first female or two coming through to the finish. They're currently on the Morgan Horse Trail,
Morgan
working their
Horse
way
right
up.
now.
You just got to give props to everyone out there. This is a tough race, a tough mountain.
Yes.
One thing we didn't really touch on is this course isn't switchbacks.
No.
You're not zigzagging your way up there. It's about as straight up as you can get.
Correct. Yes, it's pretty much straight up and pretty much straight down too. There's a
Yep.
couple turns that, but it's definitely not switchback. So it is an up and down, and then just a little bit of that kind of rolling hills on Morgan Horse. But
It's like we got some more people coming onto the Morgan Horse Trail, so we'll have a steady stream of people coming through, finishing soon.
yeah. And this parking lot will get pretty crazy at the finish. So we'll try and keep the camera at an angle that we can see everybody. But as we were talking about, one of the funnest parts of this race is just kind of the social aspect of it, and seeing so many finishers and supporters and spectators. So we'll be able to everybody. It's really fun finishing into this parking lot because it'll kind of line up with people.
Looks like we have another person coming through the finish here.
Go.
Hands are here and David. Nice job, David, coming through. 795.
That is 1095.
Could be Doug, could be
Could be
David.
Doug, could be David. 1095. We'll find out.
About 67 minutes finish for him.
Looks like the top podium men's finishers are getting their awards from Timeless Topography. Made these beautiful maps of the course. So looks like the top 3 men's and women's finishers are all being gifted those maps for prizes.
It's definitely nice to have local businesses support the races, the runners.
Yes.
A lot of different ways for businesses to get involved and kind of support these events. It really just makes it more community focused, getting people outside, keeping them healthy, challenging themselves. So we certainly appreciate everyone who supports not only the Crazy Lazy, but Black Wolf Endurance and really any endeavors that get people outside in Alaska.
Yes, for sure. Another strong group of people coming to the top. Everybody looking excited.
Looks like it was Denali Strable just turned the corner on the Morgan Horse coming up.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So that would put
Looks like in the comments we had someone say that Lars's chip time is 1:02:20.
okay.
Got another runner turning. Oh, almost took a spill there. That corner is notorious for wiping people out. You're coming downhill, quads are shot, cruising, and all of a sudden you got to make a 90-degree turn. You take one wrong step, you hit the powder, and
that's
you go down. Bib number 957 pressing the top with next to 1035.
Brett Ewing.
Looks like we have 2 runners coming across the Morgan Horse. It'll be a nice battle for those 2 as they come up that last mile, a couple hundred feet. And looks like we have another race to the finish. We got Josh Taylor and someone. Nice strong finish here. Looks like the men's 5th and 6th place right there.
There you go.
If I'm not mistaken. And looks like it's Christy Marvin, our
Christy
first
Marvin
women's
coming
finisher, coming
in.
through here.
Strong
Nice job,
push.
Christy.
Nice job, Christy. Look of determination always.
First woman, 7th overall finisher. Looks like we have a 9:35 and 9:36. That kid looked young. Definitely under 18. Getting up to the top of that mountain in around 75 minutes.
Jolie, 9:35 and 9:36.
Something, maybe. It was hard to read.
Yeah, it is hard sometimes with the bibs, you know, and that's another choice. Do you put it on, you know, your jacket or the leg, or if you're taking layers off, or you know you're going to shed layers? That's
You know, and for these people who are just coming through, you know, the top finishers, one thing to note is, you know, they're only out there for hour
hour
and
and a half,
15, right?
yeah.
Like, then you have people who are out there even longer. So you're in the elements for longer. So
Yeah,
that makes it more difficult.
makes it more
'cause
difficult.
You're going to be out there more time. You got to think about all these things of, I got to regulate my temperature, you know, calories, water, all of those things are going to be factored in because you're just out in the elements.
You're out there for longer. Yeah.
Looks like coming up on the Morgan Horse, we got another 2 runners making that turn. That almost looks like Kristen Wetzel, who potentially could be our 4th
Yeah.
female. And here's Shauna
Here's
finishing.
Shauna Severson. She's our 2nd female.
Nice strong finish by her.
If you have come to enough of these races and watch some of these, it's every runner kind of has a unique style or pace, and so sometimes you can tell who's coming in by their running style or their pace, and everyone has kind of a unique stride.
What happened? You guys don't want me in?
Oh, that kid almost took a spill on the Morgan Horse. He was cruising.
He was cruising.
Got to use the gravity.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about, you know, some of the younger runners out here, and I think there is some of that, you know, if you've seen them come downhill, they go with no abandon, you know, just cruising down. If they fall, they fall.
But the nice thing about this course and being in the wintertime is if there is snow and you fall, it doesn't hurt as much.
It doesn't hurt as
You
much.
just dust yourself off and you get up and you keep going.
That is that. Unless you fall because you've stepped off the trail
Right.
with your hip, and then no matter how
struggling
old,
to
you're
get up.
likely to twist something or have a hard time.
It's like 9:75. Very happy to be at the top. Start his journey down.
Like Josh Gustafson. All right. here
Got
we
another
go.
men's
Another
finisher
men's
here.
finisher. Working hard.
11:60 something. Like we had touched on before, he had his
Like
bib on his
Alex,
jacket
I
and took
think
it off.
Alex Pano, maybe.
Bib number 1140 hitting the summit.
Like Jeremy Weber, maybe no, that's not Jeremy Weber. Bib numbers might be different.
Whoa, we got someone in shorts. Nope, is
Ooh.
that shorts? I can't tell. Nope, those are just wind pants. Oh, thank
There
goodness.
was somebody in shorts at the start line.
That is a bold
and
decision.
you know, they do say be bold, start cold, but that feels
A little bit too bold.
feels a little too bold. That looks like Claire. Yeah, I'm not sure I would pick today to be in shorts.
Don't need to be a hero today.
No.
Another 2 runners coming around the Morgan horse here. See, he had his jacket off, working hard. It's warming up a little, probably in the low teens right now. But
Yeah.
as you're working hard with that climb, you definitely heat up. So it's kind of always that balance of how warm and how cold do you want to be. And would you rather just be a little bit warmer, or would you rather be a little bit colder? It's a personal
Yeah.
decision you have to make.
Yeah, because then it can kind of come down to where, you know, if you get really hot coming up and then if you hit the top and it's cold, you know, you don't really want to be putting jackets on and then taking them off and putting them back on. And so I found that just even in Alaska in general, dressing for like March is tricky.
Another finisher coming through here.
Coming through. Here in
Sounds like Michael, bib number
1047.
1047? 1047.
Oh, this is Michael Banyan. Or no, Michael Murray.
Under
Michael
18.
Murray, under 18. Yeah, that's a great finish. That is a great finish for under 18.
Bib number 978 has reached the summit. Heading on back down. Bib number 949 coming through here for a finish.
949, nice job. That's like Jesse Drick, another 18 to 29 category. Some more finishers coming in here. 69 looks like Denali Strable, our third place female coming in here. Looks like we had Christy Marvin at 1, Shauna Severson F2, and Denali Strable here at F3. So great race by those 3 women. Got bib 1060 coming in now. Like Alexander Pano. This looks like April McAnley coming in, 4th female finisher. And we're approaching the 90-minute cutoff to the top, so we got about 9 minutes left till that 90 minutes cutoff here.
Another finisher. Looks like a previous race finisher. Bib number 981.
91.
We're in, I think that was
It's like Clayton Hanson there.
might have a sprint to the finish
Oh,
here.
yeah,
as we
we
have
got
3 runners
a-
coming through.
1, 2, 3 runners coming through here.
Looks like Easton,
Young guns.
bib number 1137,
7.
and 933 coming through here.
And Ben Ward. It looks like is that Ethan.
Looked like that might have been
Looks like
Ethan.
Ethan Kopp.
Yeah,
Yep.
930.
3.
Yep.
Yep.
Looks like there's a little bit of a breeze starting to pick up near the summit. Is that Billy? Bib number 991. Billy
991.
Homestead.
Homestead. Yep. Millie Homestead. And like you can see, the runners coming up to the summit are kind of starting to taper off if we've got that last group coming up, making that cutoff there. More runners coming around that Morgan horse turn. Denali asked me before the live stream where we were going to put the camera on Morgan horse and if it was when they were still full of excitement and hope. And I said, yes, that's where we're gonna catch you when you're still smiling and having fun, not before you've regretted all of your
All of your
choices.
decisions. Is that 953 or 63?
953. It's like a Brett Ekstrand there.
You know, every time I run the Morgan horse, I think it's going to be better than the time before, and I'm a fool for thinking that.
Yes, but aren't we all? Every time we sign up for something and go, it's going to be different this year. Looks like Tom Ritchie.
1107. What's also unique about these mountain races, and it's really cool, is you'll have kids in their early teens, but then you'll also have guys who are 60, 70,
Yes,
guys and gals, 60, 70, 80 years old, still getting up and down these
still
mountains.
getting up and
which
down.
That
Yeah,
is a feat in and of itself.
that is a feat.
Bib number 1160 coming in here with a
1160.
strong finish to the
Yes,
end.
strong.
Oh, looks like we have a race here with, is that Shauna? You sure to come through? Nope, Kristen.
This
Kristen
looks like
Wetzel?
Kristen Wetzel and
And
Huck Bouchat. That's it.
Oh, who's going to
Sprint
get it?
to the finish. Huck is very determined. And he's turning around, making sure where she is. That is a fun way to finish a race like this.
There's always more gas in the tank.
There's always more gas in the tank. That is
926
true.
coming through in blue
926,
jeans.
Daniel Campbell in
Blue
blue
jeans and a pocket
jeans
knife.
And a pocket knife. I mean, you know, there's one way to be prepared on the mountain.
I think
How
he's our,
cold would blue jeans be up there?
maybe they're fleece line.
Maybe they're fleece sign. They didn't look fleece sign.
Either way,
I gotta ask him. We'll ask him.
He is certainly our top blue jean finisher. Maybe we need a category for that.
We do. It's some real Justin Truitt.
I don't think you could pay me enough money to do this race in blue jeans.
That just feels real cool. Like the icicles on
Oh.
denim feels.
11:00.
I can't see that. Oh, we got some ash falling from the fire. All right, got a couple more finishers coming in here.
previous Crazy Lazy finisher, bib number 1149.
Like Daniel Ray.
Here's a young finisher coming through.
Oh yeah. Bib numbers covered. He
Oh,
is
nice strong
determined.
finish.
Got the tongue out.
Powering through. Nice pack of
Looking
people
at
up at
us.
the summit.
Yeah, Summit looking strong.
1082 bib number coming through the finish.
Like Riley Ruggles, another under 18.
I think that's our youngest
The
female
youngest
right now.
female.
Maybe it was our fourth or fifth lady coming through.
Okay. Parking lot excitement is starting to pick up a little bit as more people are coming down off the trail and filling up the finish line here. And something fun about this race too is everybody sticks through it. It seems like there's usually a good crowd here, even all the way up to the last finisher,
Mhm.
which feels, it's important, I think, to make sure every runner feels supported and
Parking lot party.
parking lot party. That is true. Oh, he's got his bib in his hand. So that's impressive. Bib fell off maybe. And
Looks like he might have taken a spill and it
might
might
have
have ripped
taken a
off.
spill, ripped off, but he had that because that's how we're going to get their time.
If you guys are enjoying this coverage, be sure to subscribe to Wildly Inclined. We'll be covering a series of mountain races throughout the summer. So if you wanted to stay updated with all of that and watch these runners take on various races, be sure to like and subscribe. Stay informed. Oh, looks like we got Isaac coming through here. Isaac Bailey, 911. I actually saw Isaac on a training run about a week ago,
Oh, yeah.
and he said, "This is my first time up the mountain this year. He hasn't been doing any exercise. For him to pump out an
Wow.
hour and a half is pretty
That's
impressive."
impressive.
Nice host of
Yeah,
finishers
good
here.
group of finishers. 32.
1032. Looks like a Veins of Gold
Like a Veins
finisher.
of Gold. Yeah, Jim McDonough there. That's a good stride coming through the end. I ran into another couple here. They've done a couple of our other races, and they said they've never even been up this mountain before. So,
Brutal awakening.
I think that, that, again, like we were talking about, sometimes ignorance is bliss if you don't know what you're in for.
Right.
I know, a couple years that I've done it, and I mean, man, we've been up that mountain so many times, and you're kind of just tired of it by the time race day
Yep.
comes. So there's something about it being fresh and new and exciting. A couple of kids coming in here.
1091.
1091. That looks like Dan and Sensenbaugh. Good finish there.
Oh, coming up to the summit, looks like we got somewhere at Tutu bringing the party.
Oh, hey, there you go.
Style points for sure.
Like bib 920.
976. Oh, this one 920 finishing here.
920. Camilo Brockman.
Another lady
Couple
finisher
more
coming through here.
finishers.
Tough to see when it's on
It's
the other
tough
side.
to see, yeah.
1134.
1134. Titus Van Peel.
954. And then Gail Taylor coming through here.
Like
strong.
Grant Elridge and then Gail Taylor. Gail recovering from a fall this last winter, so it's good to see her back out in full stride. She's moving well.
Looking up at the summit, someone's up there taking some pictures.
Oh, gotta
gotta
get
do
that
it.
selfie.
Gotta do it. You just climbed 3,000 feet in 2 miles.
That's important.
Not many
Important to
people do that.
document that. Yep.
$11.45 coming through here.
It looks like Logan Williams, another under 18.
Well, looks like, are those the volunteers heading on down?
That looks like volunteers heading down. Oh, looks like Carrie's giving us the wave. She's signing off at the summit.
Looks like, oh, Morgan Horse is back on.
All right, so that's all our racers through the summit. So now we've just got we've got a lot of runners coming down, making their way on that Morgan Horse Trail. So see our volunteers down here in a bit. They'll make their way back down.
It's nice on the up, and then once you hit the down, it's like a shade for lake. I like slide down and then you put it back on. If you guys are just tuning in, this is the Crazy Lazy 6 mile, 3,000 feet climb winter mountain race here in Palmer, Alaska. Had just over 250 participants in this year's race. Looks like we got bib number 1136 coming in for a finish. Ethan Wallner. Nice job, Ethan.
What?
Looks like the camera at the Morgan Horse was freezing up right around 10 degrees out. Had to thaw that off a little bit. Looks like we got Barney finishing here. The seasoned Alaska mountain runner. Another finisher coming through here. Number 33. Sounds like that's Mike finishing. Mike Heatwool. Nice job, Mike. Out here finishing strong. Bib number 951 coming through. It's like Corey Eberly. Nice job, Corey. It's like Matthew Mahoney. Nice job, Matthew. Another couple runners coming through here. Bib number 907 and 989 with a strong finish.
We just have the lights. We will not put it up. We just have the lights. We will not put it up.
Here comes a nice pack of runners coming down, coming up to the Morgan Horse, and you almost have to wonder if some of these runners were hoping for a pass, but they just couldn't
They
because
just
of the single
couldn't.
track.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them in there.
Bib number 930 coming through for a finish. So whether they were coming through in position there as they hit the Morgan Horse, like I said before, they have about a 4-foot wide trail that they'll be able to make some moves
The
and
moves on.
get some better placing as they come through. Bib number 1065.
Like Travis Porter there.
Nice job, Travis. Another 1113. Bib number 1113.
Thea Sutton.
Nice strong finish. A couple years ago when I was running, coming down the backside, I was in a line, probably about 5 people, and someone tried to make a pass ahead of me, and I stepped up
Oh,
straight into the snow.
straight in the
They probably
snow.
lost about 30 seconds in that choice.
It's you really got to be strategic about it. If you're gonna go, you got to know what's underfoot.
Oh,
Oh, a little slipping.
Tegan.
But that Keegan Cup.
Nice job, Tegan.
Staying upright on that ice, even after a little slide. That's a good stride change.
Might have a sprint to the finish here with these two guys. 925. 1069.
Josiah Cameron.
You're just everywhere. How are you?
Josiah that just finished. He's a skier and a runner at Colony.
1070. Is that Heather?
Yeah, it looks like Heather Ricci.
And bib number 909.
That looks like Zoe Ash.
Sporting the Palmer Bar cap. 974 and something 71.
Connor Gustafson. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say.
Oh, looks like this guy's ready to go as soon as he cuts off that
Oh,
overflow.
he's making the break.
There he
for
goes.
it. On it.
11:68. We got to sprint to the finish.
No, somebody dropped a phone. Like 10:19.
You love to see it.
You love it. One year I was finishing and I didn't know who was behind me, and I'm sprinting to the finish, and I knew it was her. She's sprinting to the finish, and I looked at. She was probably 7 years old. It's like, never mind. Go ahead.
You can take the win.
You can take it. This feels weird.
9:32. But you really don't know.
You really don't know unless that's
You just hear
Darren
people-
Coombs coming in. I just knew there was somebody next to me, and so you're kind of keeping the
The
pace.
crowd
and then-
starts yelling.
yeah, and then
You
I
just
kinda-
go.
I don't want to be that person that's beating a child. I feel
9:29 coming in here.
anyone. It's like Jonathan Burgess coming in.
11:59. With his shoe untied. Curious how long he's had his shoe on.
Oh gosh. Still some people making their way around the Morgan Horse.
$9.87.
Dusty. Dusty Hibden finishing. Joseph Peters coming in.
10:64. 11:25.
Carly Tickner.
Vince Lombardo.
And Barda there.
10:59.
59. Got John Pacala. Take off. Oh, he just stepped in a water splash, so that's got to be melting
Breaking up a
there,
little bit
breaking up a little bit. This
Oh,
is a
we got
sprint to
someone
the
sprinting to the
finish.
finish.
1, 2.
He's ready to go.
He's ready to go. He's pushing. Look at that face. This is Lance. Oh, goodness. This is Lance Comstock coming in. That one hurt. Yeah, we've talked several times about decisions today. Just when's the when do you push, when do you slow down?
Get your finisher's glass where the big pickup was. There is a bigger root beer over there by the blue truck. After the rain,
It's like 11:07. Come through for finish.
Hannah Stepton.
Garrett Van Dies. Nice icicle beard.
Oh yeah, rocking the beard. Seen a lot of Veins of Gold shirts out
Yeah.
here today. That's fun.
11:15.
Like Katie Swenson.
Nice job, Katie.
You know, I like it. She put her jacket on and kept her bib in front.
Yep.
That's, the timers and the cameras love that. So. Yep,
Another
see
finisher
her
coming through
bib,
here.
another finisher. Good job.
The question always is, when do you start your kick?
Yeah.
Do you wait until you get through the overflow, or do you start it before that?
Started before that. And, this is a long parking lot. Well, ice or not. It's like Shaylee you know, whether or not the ice was there, it's still quite a ways between when you come out of the Morgan Horse and get to the finish line. So you got to be ready for a significant sprint if you're going to go for it.
Bib number 1016.
That was Aaron Mahoney.
$10.92.
Oh, that's Michelle Sensabaugh. And even when you know people, sometimes depending on what they're wearing or how they're dressed, you're like, you don't know them. We were talking about sometimes you know them from their running style, sometimes you know them from their jackets.
Two more finishers coming through here. Like 9:45, 9:45, and 10:80 something.
Looks like Jennifer Sandvik.
These runners have been out in the course for a little over around an hour and 45 minutes. Number 931 coming through.
Fallon Connolly.
10:46. Young kid with a strong finish.
James Murray. Nice job.
Bib number 958 here.
Teresa Fallon.
This person looks like they might be in a t-shirt.
Ooh. Bold.
Nope, just snow on his arms. Misleading. Gloves are off for the final sprint. 10:94.
Brandon Seymour.
11:70.
It was Ben Spies, the last guy who came in.
This parking lot is starting to fill up with spectators and runners alike after perhaps months of not seeing your fellow runners because there's been no races. So it's always good to reconnect.
Yeah.
People come out of the woodworks.
They come out of the woodwork for sure.
10:62, maybe. And Ben. Ben Tickner.
Ben Tickner.
A strong finish at the end. Pumping those arms, driving those knees. Looks like we got Alex. I'm going to butcher the last name, Gulianis.
There's a lot of Alexes on this list today. I'm not going to lie. A couple more coming through.
10:18. Nice job.
Elijah Marcinek.
Looks like we got a nice little photo finish here. Thankfully.
She's cruising
She is cruising.
Yeah.
Take some
Eyes on the prize.
11:63 coming through here.
That was Jessica Davis finishing.
9:50 something. $11.57. Nice job. Nice finish there. And 11:67, shortly behind.
Haley Wilson coming in here.
1102, repping this year's Crazy Lazy shirt.
Yeah, Timothy Sorensen. Those are good looking shirts this
Great-
year. I like
great
the
looking
color.
shirts. Excellent choice.
What is it about the Crazy Lazy shirts?
They have amazing shirts.
Have amazing shirts. They're a cult classic.
Nothing else, do it for the t-shirt.
Yep.
1081 coming through here.
This is Chris Ruggles there.
Depending on which wave these people are in, anywhere from an hour and 45 to an hour and 52 that they've been out on this course. Is that bib number 950?
Sure looks like it.
Even high fives as he comes up the
950,
finish line.
Jake Dvorak. Nice job.
1078.
With a smile and a wave. Annette Rogue.
$11.64, $10.45.
Connor Murray. I feel good.
Hearing the fans yell, Julianne. Try to avoid some of that overflow.
So Julianne Dickerson. Coming in top. Julianne did the TMB or UTMB this year. She's a 92-mile race, so it's fun to see her back out here.
Bib number 1037 with a nice finish.
Mike Mickner, Mike Mickner.
It's like bib number 1015.
Katie Lowry. The sun's almost coming out.
The sun wants to poke through.
It wants to poke through. I find myself squinting a little bit. It's starting to. But it has been pretty overcast almost all morning.
I'm just thankful there's no wind.
Me too. Mhm. Had a hard time securing the camera. And
Another couple runners coming through here. 11:52. Sounds like Lucy.
Lucy, right?
Followed by, looks like Ellie DeValent.
Nice here.
Well, we got two guys coming through in a sprint.
Oh yeah.
Get that head start on the guy behind you.
He's pumping. He's moving.
9:52.
Carl Ekman there, 9:52.
I would have been trying to chase him at the time.
This is Rachel Gurnett coming in. She's looking strong. That's a good finish time for her.
Morgan Horse Trail ever. I don't know where Dad put my stuff.
Just got word from
Reports are in.
Denali Strable saying the worst Morgan horse ever. I think that's just because it never gets better.
It never gets better.
Never gets better.
Here I was thinking it's going to be a great Morgan horse, but like I said, you know, it always sucks,
It always sucks. It always.
even when it's good.
The best day on Morgan Horse is still.
1090 something. Nice job, 1090 something.
We did deliberate which side of the finish line to set this up on, and we might
Right.
have to do the other side next year so we can see bib numbers.
986 coming through here.
Looks like Talia Haas.
1035.
35. Julian McPhail, nice job.
957.
Brett Ewing.
922. Closely behind.
That was Robin Burton finishing up.
$9.56.
Breeden Epman.
$10.84.
Cheering going on here.
Nice sprint to the finish. Find that extra
That
gear.
was Eli Rushing.
10:02.
That was Mallory Karp there finishing up.
His bib is in front, but his shirt is
His
covering.
shirt is covering. There.
998.
This is Noah Tagabon. He's another Colony here and runner. I think Noah got pitched to Crew Deacon at the Denali races this year. So he's we'll see if we can get these kids running some bigger distances.
I had the pleasure of crewing Carrie last year at that race. What an experience
What
that
an
was.
experience.
Under the
huh?
midnight sun on Solstice,
Yeah.
running on the Denali Road.
Denali Road. Yeah, we're talking about the Denali Ultras. Those are a beautiful way to experience a little bit of Alaska for a long couple hours.
We'll be approaching, coming up on 2 hours
2 hours.
for some of these runners. Whether they were in the first wave, a little over 2 hours, approaching 2 hours for those second and third waves. So they've been out there for quite some time. I'm sure a lot of them are going to be hungry.
I'm sure.
Bib number 1166 coming through here at 992.
Sean Hull was the last one coming through.
1090 something. As we're hearing runners finish chatting about their race experience, I just overheard some people talking about that Morgan horse and saying it's more uphill than you think. You know, it may only be 150-ish feet over the course of 1 mile, but your quads are
When your
shot.
brain and your quads are in downhill mode, to just any little transition feels like a lot.
Another finisher coming through here.
Good job. Yeah.
$11.31. 11:31.
Simon Van Arsdale.
Shot of Simon. Nice strong finish all the way to the end. Looks like this guy was a previous Crazy Lazy finisher, repping the quarter zip.
Oh yeah, that was good. That was their 10-year anniversary shirt. I was wondering, you had mentioned a couple other people that were previous finishers. Then
912 coming through.
Good job.
This is Vivian Ball. Nice job.
11:10.
Dana Strager.
Yeah.
Another previous Crazy Lazy finisher. A lot of these people, I would say, have done this race before. I'm sure there's a fair amount of rookies, but
Yeah. This looks like Samantha Sorensen. It is a race that usually kind of, once you do it, you tend to come back and do it again because every year is different.
every year is different depending on conditions.
Yeah.
Bib number 905,
It's Jennifer Anderson.
966, and 1151.
Katrina Gardner. Jonathan Wright making their way to the finish line. Yeah, every year it really is. It's unpredictable. The conditions are different. So you really, truly, you get a different race every year. The course is the same. The Morgan Horse Trail will always be the same. But and you can see runners are having to kind of go up. We were talking about, I don't know if you can see it all the way back there, but they're having to make their way up a little bit of a hill by that outhouse where those signs are. That's how deep the ice is. This parking lot usually goes down to that bathroom, and now
It's probably
the
about
ice
4 or 5
4
feet
or
of
5 feet.
overflow that froze up there.
So that should be a pretty straight stretch in, and now they're having to go up a hill to get into the finish line here. This is bib 1052 here. Aubrey Olson making her way to the finish line.
1096 coming through here.
This is Amanda Skog's dad coming in. Amanda was our local legend winner for the Valley, if anyone was following along with that. She put out some big miles on a.
Bib number 940 coming through here.
That's Dean Denter coming through. He's got a signed up for the Arizona Monster this year, the 300-mile race. So he knows how to suffer.
Different type of suffering.
Different
in
type
Arizona.
of suffering, yeah.
Both the heat and the
That's
distance.
an extreme, yeah.
Another finisher coming through here.
Picture bib.
So we are officially over 2 hours. Everyone out on that course has been out there grinding away for over 2 hours. It's like bib number 1140 coming through.
Jeremy Weber, looks like. This is
1041. Repping a death by a mile.
Oh, yeah, that's Maxwell Mingo. He was the one who I don't think they've been up here before. Him and,
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah, but they come
No
out
stranger
here
to
a bunch.
suffering, though, if he's done death by a
No
mile.
stranger to suffering, especially vertical suffering. So that's death by a mile is something special there.
11 something.
How's it going?
1048.
Oh yeah, this is Lisa Nugan. She's also she did our first towel race and a few others.
No, I'm good. We gotta get more.
Another finisher coming through here.
Good job.
Yeah.
You know, thanks for doing it.
See a lot of ones and a 4.
Yep. 1114.
Nathaniel Swanberg, nice job.
1153.
Paxton Wright.
Good shot, Paxton.
It's like we've got 2 runners. I couldn't tell.
Good job.
Quiet down a bit. We got some more coming around the Morgan Horse Trail.
Trying to find him.
Two more finishers coming through here. Bib number 913 and 1044. Stride for stride to the finish line.
Hannah Belcher and what's the other bib number?
914, 1030, 933.
Oh, we got a line of them coming
Four
through now.
Four runners coming through.
Little
Going to be a
one.
sprint to the
Gonna be a
finish.
Sprint to the finish. Oh,
993,
yeah.
935, 975, and Scott.
Roland Ivory. Making his way
Kid was
in.
what, 10?
Roland Ivory. Well, under 18.
Under
Had to
18, he
be.
was-
Yeah, he looked 7 to 10.
Yeah. That is impressive.
Yeah, yeah, he was solid.
Yeah. 11-11 bib number finishing here. Double snake eyes.
Yeah, looks like Anna Straka. Nice job. A lineup of them.
Another pack of 3 coming through. Yeah, that overflow looks like it's breaking up a little bit and getting
Yeah.
kind of sloshy.
A little sloshy. Brian Fish there.
All smiles at the finish,
Oh,
knowing
yeah.
that you got a nice cold root beer waiting for you at
Yep.
the end. I don't know about you, but after I finish a race, I like a burger. That's my
A
go-to.
burger's your
Oh,
go-to.
Yup.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm a fan of pizza.
Oh, yes.
Pizza and a Diet Coke.
You can never
That's
go
kind of
wrong
the
with
sweet
pizza.
spot for me. Yeah, yeah. Unless on a really cold, I could do like pad thai or like some noodles.
Sure,
Like
sure.
that really.
There is a
That
post-race
really-
party for the runners and over at Palmer Brewing.
Palmer Brewing Company. Yep.
Pizza as well.
Yeah. So the race directors and volunteers and any runners that want to head that way, go talk about all the horrors they endured and.
How you doing, girl? Good. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Whoa. You survived? What were your takeaways? Biggest
Claire
takeaway?
coming in.
Okay.
Bib number 967 coming through, finishing here.
Sarah Reed there.
That's frostbite. That's
1121. 1121 coming through.
Julianne got some butter cheeks.
Rachel Taylor there.
She got real burns right here. Negative 20 when she was out. We were down
Like 1077. Finishing up here.
Tracy Rabillard. Nice
job,
job. Full backpack.
Yeah, she's like, she doesn't do that stuff. Oh, yeah, thank you.
Nice
Catch her
job.
bib number.
938 coming through here.
Kenneth Daly finishing strong.
Nice job, nice job.
Like, yeah, you can see where kind of the snow has come up on them, and some of that's probably frozen sweat or, but it
Depending
could
on the
be
conditions,
they
yeah.
fell. It's hard to tell.
Try to
with
make a
that.
pass.
Yeah, yeah. So.
Another string of runners coming through, bib number 1023.
That was Silas Mason, another under 18.
You know, some high school kids, you have a hard time getting out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
And then you got
And
these,
then
these
you got
kids
these
that
kids that
come out
are,
here and crush it.
yep. Yeah, it is. It's fun to see. I love seeing youth at these races, and they keep showing up, and it's fun to watch them progress. Some of these kids, we've been watching them race since they were little.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, you bet.
Here comes another runner. The sense of accomplishment that you feel after doing this, knowing that you've been training all winter and you can come out here and conquer this mountain. It's a good way to do it, spend your Saturday.
It's a good way to spend your Saturday. Yep.
Bib number 1103 coming up.
Kaylee Single.
I mean, the slogan for this race is
A perfectly fine day spent running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No complaints there.
No complaint. No complaint. I mean, this mountain just on a given day, just going up to hike or do, I mean, it's, you know, it takes some work if you've never done it before. If you're, it is not lazy, hence the name. So yeah, I think anyone coming out and making a goal for this for themselves is should feel nothing but pride of accomplishing that today. Looks like Carol Halverson coming in. Yes, it is. Carol's a veteran of this course as well. Good job.
Yeah, they help. They help, but I had
Dance and no shakeout dance after the race.
Huh?
Yeah, this week.
Okay.
Who's Jules?
I think she's in the band. Okay, bye. I know when they're Arcos, they would talk.
Like we got another runner coming up the hill here.
Yeah, you can have a couple and go. One, yeah, I like that. So that's I don't.
That's 11, 20.
1123 or 1128.
1128. Matthew Tunsa. Nice job.
Looks like Betsy Mayer coming through.
Good work.
Nice job, Betsy. 11 something. Maybe a photo finish between those two ladies.
Yeah.
Hello, hello. I love the hat. Very nice. Won a lot of that. No, it was uphill both ways.
Yep.
10:20.
Steven.
Steve Mayer.
Steve Mayer.
Finishing up there. So we've got another 2 runners coming
Girls
through
coming
here.
in.
So, whoop, whoop. Go. Nice job.
I like their choice of color. It's a solid all black,
black.
look on those two. Heidi approved.
Oh,
9:14 coming through.
Lauren Bell there. Nice
Job,
job.
Lauren.
We're coming up on 2.5 hours. Let's see if we see them.
Thanks for hanging out with us as we bring in the last runners.
Quick shout out again to all of our sponsors for the 12th annual Crazy Lazy. Can't do any of these races without support of these local businesses. So really appreciate all of you stepping in and pitching in to get 250 some people out on the mountain today. So we really appreciate all of their support.
Yeah. It's tough because even if you don't feel like doing it, you might. Yeah. Yeah. It's like a nice anaerobic training for that one.
All right, looks like our camera's down at Morgan Horse, so we're thinking that all the runners are through there. Waiting for confirmation for that, but I would imagine we're on kind of the tail end of our runners here. Probably most of them being on that Morgan Horse right now, making their way here to the finish line.
$10.57.
John Pagel coming through. Nice job, John. He's
Nice job, John.
no stranger to these mountain races.
Another thing to point out with these people, who have been out on this course for some time, and as they're, the 200th person through that trail, it can get chewed up. So it's going to be even more difficult for them.
Correct.
They're
Yeah.
not getting that pristine, snow that froze overnight.
Right.
Nice hard packed trail. It's getting chewed
It's
up.
getting
by
sloppy
a
and
lot of
chewed
feet.
up, and yeah.
Bib number 906 coming through for finish.
Rian Anderson coming
Nice.
in.
It's like another finisher
Runner
coming up here.
in. Being careful where you put your feet with this ice.
Bib number
That's,
963.
that was Jennifer Flanagan.
1042, 1043.
Looks like Jason Moore. Nice job.
915 coming up with someone sprinting up behind
Ooh,
him.
gotta love that sprint. This is Todd
Is she gonna
Bell,
get him?
followed
She's pushing
by,
hard. Looks like she will.
couldn't see her bib number,
Last push
but
at the end.
last sprint. Gotta get that push.
And we actually just got word that the Morgan Horse is still seeing people come through at that
Okay.
turn. We just had to get another battery pack on the camera.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, this cold is hard on the equipment. It zaps it for sure. That was again coming in.
Looks like we got another finisher coming through here. Oh yeah, as you can see on the Morgan Horse there, we still have people coming around, getting ready for that last mile climb.
You guys did a great job.
Here comes a nice string of finishers. Bib number 941. It's like Hayden. Sammy, nice job, Sammy. 948. Sandra finishing strong. Pushing it all the way to the finish line.
Just keeps going.
Another couple runners coming through here, making their way over the overflow. Bib number 1122. That was Brian Templeman, followed by, looks like bib number 919, Todd Bradley. Bib number 995, making a strong push to the finish. Kathy Jacobson, nice job, Kathy. Bib number 1024, Alex Mazik. These runners have just completed approximately 6 miles with 3,000 feet of vert in about 10 to 15 degree weather. Just got word that it is official. The last runners have come onto the Morgan Horse, so everyone is within a mile. And they have approximately 150 feet left to climb, rolling hills up to the finish. Just a handful of runners left.
Yeah, it sounds like we're on the same page. So when you get to a point, I don't want to take you.
Oh, well, hell, I better get on the move. All right, I'll see you there, bud. Christy, you'll see you over there. And you take it on.
I'm gonna go stand by the fire.
Oh, bring that to me.
Thank you. I'm gonna go stand by the fire. I'll stay. I'll clean up. But, oh, I've been seeing us get somewhere where I can be warm. I'm cold.
I'm just trying to get out of the car.
Another couple of runners coming through here. Looks like Zach Ortiz.
Yes.
Zach Ortiz followed closely behind bib 918. Looks to be Blake Bedreau. A nice finish for Blake.
So this is from our perspective. Make sure we're on the same page. It's not like
Bib number 996 almost got taken out by a car.
Looks like our last of the racers have hit the Morgan Horse Trail.
Mark Jacobson. Nice finish for Mark.
Definitely was planning on heading down to Palmer Brewing Company there. There'll be pizza down there. Stop by down there and say hello. It's much warmer.
We'll be in touch. Yeah.
Like, was tense the whole time. There's something like, I think, I might jump on the bus.
Did you get it?
Yep.
Okay.
I put, there's a bag in there with another bag with your phone and bag.
Another runner 1144 coming through here.
We can see like
It's like Lodrick Williams, previous Crazy Lazy runner, in shorts. Finishing the race in shorts.
the right side of my picture. So it's like,
Two more runners coming through here. Sounds like Maggie is one of those based on the crowds. Maddie, maybe Maddie, dropping her gloves. She'll pick those up later. 11:20.
That is Natalie
Natalie.
Taylor.
And 11 something.
Feels like it's gotten colder down here.
Either it got colder
Or
or
we've just
sitting
been out
for
here.
3 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours. Yeah, just a couple more runners for sure left on the trail. If all made it to the Morgan Horse, just a little bit longer.
All right, this looks like Mari Reuter coming in. Nice job. Finishing strong, dropped a layer. So she's cooking. It's April.
Looks like we got a couple more finishers coming in here.
This
1088,
looks like
1089.
April and Jacob Schwarm. Nice job.
Nice job. Finishing
He
stride,
wore
stride.
the shorts. Oh, whoo.
Making a statement.
Making a statement there. Yeah. And here's our 2-2. So,
Another finisher here. The
good
2-2.
job.
976.
976.
Style points. A St. Patty's Day 2-2.
Mario Gustafson. Nice job. Oh, yeah. St. Patty's Day 2-2.
Might be our last one.
Looks like we have another finisher coming through here. Is that bib number 1017?
Number 10. See here. 1011?
All right, nice work.
1011. Gregory Lancaster. Nice work. He looks like he's limping in a little bit. Maybe took a tumble somewhere. That might be our final finisher. Waiting
He said
word
with a
here.
smile and a fist pump, last place.
He said with a smile and a fist pump, last place. Yeah, we'll have to check confirmation. He's hurting.
All right, thank you for joining in on the 12th annual Crazy Lazy. Once again, thank you to all of the sponsors. Thank you to the fans, volunteers for coming out, and racers for giving it a go. Be sure to like and subscribe to Wildly Inclined to follow along with Black Wolf Endurance races throughout the spring, summer, and fall.
All right.